You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. It's something on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Dawntide, Billy's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up. And let's go. I swear the running shorts should be here too, but I see no sign of them. I push clothes around on their hangers. Maybe they're under something else. At the end of the rail, there's an old jacket I haven't picked out in a while. There's something under it. I push my hand under the collar. It falls on rough velvet. Delicate lace shimmers on its edges. The dress hangs there, extends support, clinging tight around the coat hanger's neck. Forgot this was here. Billy's voice cuts through from the other room. How do they fit? I push the clothes back along the rail and get on my knees to inspect the bottom of the wardrobe. A bit tight, but fine. Nice. I've got the pedals done. Let's get going soon. Right on. Pushing my hand to the back of the closet over shoeboxes and biscuit tins repurposed as storage, I feel something synthetic. I pull out the cheap, high-cut running shorts, a relic of my last foray into fitness. Hope they still fit. The journey began with the creaking of knees and the rattling of teeth. Billy's bike offered no cushioning on the town's cobblestones. Weaving through thin streets, we crept towards the main road to the coast. Tires soon met tarmac. Though a smoother surface, we had a long hill to tackle. The undershorts dug into my sides with each push of the pedals. My thighs began to burn from the effort. The pain was soon rewarded when we found ourselves out on the open road, on a flat stretch of road along the rooftops that gave my lungs some respite. The pace became easier. Billy's bike cut through the oncoming wind like a knife, even with the chubby Martin on top offsetting its peerless aerodynamics. It was no surprise to me that Billy could keep pace on my old mountain bike. It was a perfect trade-off to keep us at the same speed. The quiet road wound back and forth between the cliff edges. The wires of telegraph poles bowed up and down in rhythmic sequence. There were some short hills followed by easy, feeling declines. I was beginning to see what made this so appealing. Whenever I caught Billy's face, he was smiling. I had imagined him having the tone of a drill sergeant, ordering me about, telling me to keep up, but the only time he spoke was to offer words of sporting encouragement. Maybe the gentle beat of the road was calming enough to wash away the more boisterous aspects of his personality. It soon became apparent that this was just a warm-up. Okay, left here. Left? A fork in the road. To the right, more of the easygoing cliff tops. To the left, an imposing hill through the woods. Yeah. You managed it out of town. You can manage this. Are you sure? Before I can finish, Billy rises from his saddle, powering into the turn. He shouts, You got this, Ray! Allez, allez! I mimic Billy's posture, grabbing the handlebars hard and rising from my saddle to meet the challenge. The hill never stops. The end of the climb is always obscured by the curve of the road, spiraling ever upwards. Just when you think you're there, it keeps going. Wheels keep grinding, lungs keep burning. I can hear the chain of my old mountain bike clicking. Billy pulls it up with him all the same. I knew he was fit, but it's only in seeing his body pushed to such an extreme that I truly realize how he's crafted himself. Beneath his jersey, I see the micro-emotion of all the muscles in his back, rippling from blade to blade, tense and release, tense and release. With every push and pull of the pedals, his thighs become braids of wrestling snakes. His right calf strains beneath the bindings of his prosthetic. Light from parting leaves dapples him all over in sunny spots. They run off his back like droplets, following every curve until they meet the ground. Alone, I would have given up with this climb long ago, but I'm so mesmerized by his effort that I feel pulled out of my own body. It's not just his effort you're mesmerized by. I push my mind somewhere else. I think about his smile from earlier in the ride. I know it's burning even brighter now. Then something snaps. Something twists. The moment folds in on itself, dragging Billy with it. Shit! We made it to the top of the hill, pushing the bikes by foot. My mountain bike is back in its belly at position near the side of the road. Billy sits on a grassy slope inspecting the broken crank. Sorry, I should have taken better care of it. I don't think it'd make a difference. Cheap cranks are cheap cranks. Should have known they couldn't take the pull off from cleats. Cleats? These. He holds up the snapped off portion of the crank with a metal clip where a pedal would normally be. Oh, what do they do? They're for clipping your shoes into the pedal. Get more power in each revolution. I've got an extension on the end of my leg, too. It makes it... Oh, shit! The jagged edge of the crank glistens bright red. I look down to Billy's shin. It's marked with a broad stroke from across the calf muscle. A matted line of red fur runs down to his ankle. "You're bleeding!" Billy twitches his nose as he inspects the wound. "Thought that stopped." He drops the crank into the grass by his side and unzips his jersey. Shrugging it off his shoulders, he starts to peel off the t-shirt underneath. As it comes off, electricity prickles through his fur. He runs his palm over his face to readjust everything before sending a bolt of static into my shoulder with his finger. "Ow!" "That's for looking." He wraps the shirt around his hand, using it to wipe down the wound. "It'll get infected." "Wait, isn't that all sweaty and stuff?" "It's merino wool, antibacterial." "I'm not sure it works like that." "You got anything else?" I look down. All I can think of is my sweater. It's been in your wardrobe for God knows how long. It probably harbors a bacteria unknown to modern science. And before I can say anything, he's already tied the shirt around his shin, pulling it into a knot on the outside edge. "It's been an easy ride so far. Still clean." "An easy ride? That hill must have gone on for 5 miles. "Nowhere near. You're lying." Billy turns his attention back to the bike, chuckling. "We're only 10 miles out of town. Most of it was flat." "Only 10 miles? "You said you wanted a workout." He teases the remaining pedal back and forth on the other side of the bike. The chain has gotten caught up between the crank and the frame. "Yeah, can you grab my tools? They're in the bag." Sure, what do they look like?" "You'll see 'em." I shuffle over to Billy's bike, lying on its side against the bank. I unzip the bag on the underside of his saddle. It was packed tight. A few things fall out. A wallet, a small roll of tools, a folded rubber tube and a hand pump. Puncture repair stuff. Smart. I recoil the rubber tube and squeeze it back into the tiny bag. His wallet lies open in the grass. As I pick it up, it feels heavy. The first thing my eyes are drawn to is a stack of cards sandwiched together on one side. He's got a lot of them. Who needs this many cards? You just have one. You should think about getting something other than a debit card. Build up a credit score. You can't be trusted with a credit score. You'd be in debt so fast. Something pokes out from between a few 20 sterling notes. It's made of shiny red plastic, flat and spiked along one edge for easy tearing. Oh, of course, Billy always keeps a Johnny handy. Look at him, absolute shagger, that one. Does that make sense, though? Does he? Well, actually, you should keep your nose out of his business, and out of his wallet. You find him yet? I snap the wallet shut, cramming it back inside the bag and taking the tools. Think so. I place the tools in Billy's open hand like a nurse assisting a surgeon. Tuh. He's wrapped the jersey around one of his hands like a glove to handle the greasy chain. The contours of his body are even clearer now than when he was cycling ahead of me. Even just sitting there, his muscles flexing under his coffee-hued hairs. He must be cold. Want to warm him up? Stop it. You want my jumper? All good. It is sort of humid today. Strange. He raises his right arm to steady the frame. Beneath it, there's a splash of pink and purple. A long, bumpy scar runs the length of his pectoral muscles. The top of it follows a smooth arc, roughened slightly by the short bristles of his chest. Little islands of fur break off amidst the ripples of scar tissue. It's all healed up properly now, yeah? Oh, the chest? Yeah, no more issues. I look back to the shirt wrapped around his shin, blood appearing in spots along one side. You sure? It looks a mess, but it's fine. It happens. I nod, taking his word for it. I know what you're thinking. What do you mean? You're thinking what everyone thinks when they see it. Yeah, I didn't rest right, okay? I didn't say anything. Had enough people bring it up is all. I mean, I get it. You didn't want to lay around and lose your workout progress, did you? That's part of it. His expression is more efficient, fiddling with one of the links. What's the other part? Gotcha. The chain frees its grasp on the frame. One end still seems to be caught in the gears. Billy? He adjusts the bike to get a better angle. He points a tool towards my missing fingers. You know, when you lost those, bet you had to keep going in and out of the hospital, right? Yeah, I had to keep going in for redressings and tests and stuff. So tiring. And painful. And not to mention the risk of infection. Now imagine how long this took. He uses the same tool to tap against his prosthetic. Top surgery weren't nearly as bad, but it reminded me how it was when I lost the leg. I didn't want to deal with it again. Hated being in the hospital. Months in bed. Physio. Fittings. Going around on crutches all the time. Must have been rough. Ugh. After's Parker's not able to surf anymore. Never got the balance back for it. So are those are top scars, are they not? Is Billy a trans character? That'd be interesting. Well, I know that cis men usually do not get top scar top surgery. So that is what I am thinking. Y'all, did we crack a character secret here? Huh. That'd be interesting. Alright. You seemed pretty confident when you first joined our year group. You came in looking like a war hero. His back straightened, his shoulders broadened. I think he liked that comment. Would have been nice to come back as Billy, though. Did you know you were... Oh, okay. Billy is trans. Interesting. Did you know you were Billy, even back then? He bites his tongue, eyes flicking off to the horizon before returning to the task at hand. Sort of. I know I didn't like looking at all the medical forms. Seeing F's on everything always felt weird. How old were you then? 14? 15, I think. That year was kind of hazy. You know how it is, right? You know something before you know it, but it's only after you know it that you really knew that you knew, you know? I think so. I leaned back on the grassy slope. It's weird to think that through all the school I'd known Billy by a name I now barely remember. How come you didn't tell us? His wrist flexes, applying pressure. A sad smile tickles his lips. It's scary, isn't it? Scary. The word sounds strange coming from him. Scared we wouldn't get it? I don't think most people really get it. That's fine, though. It was more like... His eyes catch on the horizon again, hands guided by muscle memory. Once I became Billy to other people, there's no going back on it. I had to make it work. I hated all the clothes. I hated the makeup. But I didn't want to screw things up. I had my family. I had friends. I didn't like that name, but it's how everyone knew me. I was scared that I'd lose that. I was scared that even though I felt bad then, maybe it could feel worse. But the more I wore all that stuff, the more I heard that name, the more it felt like whatever was on the other side couldn't be worse. So, one day I took the leap. Didn't regret it. We're all glad you did. Don't go all soppy on me now, Ray. He lets out a long-held breath. Only wish I'd done it sooner. I know you didn't feel... I didn't know you'd felt that way for so long. I'm sorry. Not your fault, is it? I'd seen how much shit some people had given you at school, too. That'd make it harder for you to come out? It kind of made me want to come out more. Really? There were lots of people in school who seemed alright at first, and they'd talk the queer kid, and you'd see... Then they'd talk the queer kid, and you'd see a different side of them. If I was out, I'd know where people really stood with me. I can tell them to stuff it if they had a problem. So what happened when you did come out? There were some pricks. Mostly people I never knew anyway. Even with the ones who did, it was like, who cares? Who are you? He starts to get up, using his left foot to push the back wheel out of the frame. The bicycle shakes. The back wheel jolts. The chain rattles out from between the gears, coiling on the floor. He wipes his brow with one hand. His other holds the wheel. I met Billy before they ever did. They don't know him. If they're going to be like that, they don't get to know him. Billy stands tall against the sky. He becomes a statue. A warrior with shield in hand. But Billy wouldn't want time to stop for him. He's always moving somewhere. He turns his head back down to me. Your bike's fucked, by the way. What? He drops the wheel in the uncut grass. Chain's buckled. Had to break it to get the wheel back off. Why'd you take the wheel off? Because the chain's buckled. So after all that, we're back in the same place then? No, this way you can put it in the boot of a car. He unfurls the jersey and slips it back on. The back is stained gray and black. So we're not cycling back to town? You say, relieved. You grab a lift. I'm going to swap the pedals back over and ride back. No, you're not. You're hurt. I'm fine. You probably shouldn't stress it. It's all downhill from here. I go easy on the flats. Just get in the car if we can get a lift. I stand up beside him and grab my phone, looking down at the bisected bicycle. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!